reading. Thank you so much for joining me here over on my channel. I really appreciate your presence and your energy. Today's reading, we are looking at your next date night or your next intimate night. I was going to do an extended, but it went so quickly that I decided to just put it all in the one reading, and we'll make the next extended nice and informative, where we can go a bit more in depth and make it more worth it. So in group one, I do start off talking about an extended, and then at the end I decide not to. So just going to clear that up right now. There's no extended today. It's all in this one reading. But we will be getting information on who the person is. So even if you're in a relationship or if you're single, if you know who the person is, we might get some confirmation, just for fun really. But then we're going to get some initials, some characteristics and traits, and we're also going to find out what exactly is happening on your date, what you're doing, as much as we can about what the date involves. We also find out how you feel after the date, how this person feels after the date, and then we go into either what happens if you guys do lead to intimacy on that night. We look at what happens, or if it doesn't lead to intimacy on that night, we're looking at what this person is fantasizing about, either before, during, or after the date is over. So that is sort of like a bit of a more 18 plus section, but I'm not going to make this reading an 18 plus reading because I don't say anything wild, or I don't swear or anything like that. It's just that there is a touch of explicitness in the card's images, but I think that that'll be okay. Without further ado, let me get into the pile selections. So group one, this is Dragon's Blood. Group two, you have got Blue Goldstone. Try and show you up close because it looks like the night sky, this one. It's really cute. And group three, you have got Opalite. So pause the video for as long as you need to, have a feel about which crystal's pulling you in, and I will see you over in your group for all the juicy details about your next date night. Hi there, group one. Welcome to your reading, where we are going to be taking a look at your next date night. So I'm yet to decide if I'm going to do the 18 plus section in this reading or in the extended. I'm kind of going to wing group one and see where it feels like it fits the best. But yes, there will be an extended today, so please check out the link in the description box at the end of this reading if you wish to check that out. I will discuss what we're going to get into at the end of this portion of the reading, but for now, if you chose this group, you've chosen the Dragon's Blood crystal, which has some really cool details in it, but I'm getting a really quite a reflection in there from my window and the blinds. So that's what you've chosen for this group. And whether you're in a connection or you're single, we're going to take a look at your next date night, and we're going to start off by getting into perhaps this person that you're going to be. No, actually, we might do that at the end. No, we'll do all the who first. So we'll start by getting a few zodiac signs out, and we're going to channel the most, I suppose, like the majority of the group. So take them with a grain of salt, but I would expect that you'll either get a zodiac sign or an initial, or an appearance or characteristics traits at least. So if you don't get anything in any of them, then I would suggest maybe trying a different group. Otherwise, it may be someone that you just don't know yet. So for group one, what can you tell me about the person that they are having their next date night with? So the first sign we have out is Leo. The next sign that we have is Taurus. We have another card for Leo. So we have very heavy Leo energy in this group, and I'm going to get one more. Okay, oh, there's two there. Saturn and Gemini both wanted to sneak out. So we have Leo, we have Taurus, we have Capricorn, and we have Gemini coming through in this group. So these are the most prominent signs. That is giving me a really big glare in my eyes. I'm going to have to shut these a little bit more. Oh, that's better. It's blinding me. Okay, so we will next go into the initials and get some of the most prominent initials out for this group. What are the most prominent initials of the person that group one is next having a date night with? Okay, so we have, don't forget guys that when the signs come out, it can be sun, moon or rising signs, or it could be that they have a very heavy, I was going to say you could have a stellium, but some of you, so a stellium is when you have 3 or more placements in a sign. So for example, my Venus, my Mars and my Jupiter are all in Leo. So even though I'm not a Leo sun, moon or rising, I'm what's called a Leo stellium, which means I have a very Leo-like energy because I have so many placements in Leo. So at times I can be a lot like a Leo, just to explain what I mean by that. So if they could have like very heavy Leo in their chart, not necessarily sun, moon, rising or Taurus or Capricorn or Gemini, but take it as it resonates. So initials, we've got D, C, we've got G, R, B, F, S, K, and we've got the hashtag, which does mean that some of you could be following this person on social media, or they're following you on social media, or you're already connecting, conversing on social media, but there's a social media connection here. So either that's how you meet, you're already connected there, you already talk there, or one of you already follow the other, or both. I'm just going to have a quick sip of tea. All right, so we will go into this bowl here and get a few of the most common traits of group one's person that they are next going on a date night with. And that one flipped out quite easily. Okay. So most common traits of this person, we have the caution tape, so we will clarify that if nothing else comes out here to tell us why that's there. This person could be quite creative, or they could be an artist of some kind, or they have like some sort of creative talent or hobby. Their love language is quality time. The sun coming out does reiterate to me that they could very likely have a very Leo-like energy, where they are kind of like, they're bold, they're confident, they have like quite a shine to them. They have like an entertaining quality. They have a very warm energy, a warm aura. Something about this person is a little bit outside the box, whether it's the way they think, the way they act, the way they live. Something about them is quite unique or quite different. Okay, we do have the storm cloud. So let me get these last two before I talk about that. We have words of affirmation. So they could be someone that uses words of affirmation to express themselves, or they like the person that they're with to reassure them a lot with their words. So what's unique about them could be that they have quite unique hair. There's something unique or different about their hair. Or those are just non-related and they have unique hair and there's something about them that is a little bit different. So the fact that we have these two, it could be as simple as the fact that they are going through a turbulent time in their life, and perhaps you need to be cautious because they may not be looking quite long term, or they may not be thinking 100% clearly at the time that you do connect, or if you're already with this person, maybe they are going through a stormy period and you're starting to get suspicious, or you're like starting to approach them with caution, whereas they're just going through a rough patch and it's not necessarily anything too evil or dangerous, but perhaps they're just going through their own personal storm, weathering their own personal storm, and you're starting to feel like a little bit cautious of them. That's if you're already connected. But yeah, otherwise I feel like it's more that this person might be a little bit unpredictable. They could be a little bit, it's like their foundation's a little bit shook right now, and so they're not really in a position to look too far into the future, or they're not feeling very stable. So that would be a reason to approach with caution if that's something that you are looking for. Just be aware of that. Now let's try and find, that was nearly an explosion of initial charms. We're going to use the Friends deck, and I'm going to try to figure out a little bit about what you guys are doing on this date. So what can you tell me about group one and this person's date? What are they doing on this next date night? Okay, so there's that cautious energy. So this could definitely be, I do feel like it's you approaching with caution. It almost looks like you're expecting the worst going into this date. It's almost like so maybe this person is like kind of honest, and they're like, I'm not looking for anything serious, but we could have some fun or whatever. So you go into this expecting an ending, or you're going into this expecting them to end something, whereas they might, so if you're already with this person, I can see that maybe you're getting suspicious that they're going to break up with you, or they're going to end it, because Ten of Swords is all about an ending. So you're going to this date half expecting them to end things, and you're ready to like defend yourself, or your guard's up, or like you're ready for whatever. But then this person maybe surprises you and comes in with like an apology, some flowers, and they are just like, look, let's start again, or let's try for a new beginning. So it's less about the ending and more about a new beginning. And then if you are single, I feel like you're just skeptical, or you're cautious of this person. Maybe they give you like a player type energy, or you've been hurt before and you're just trying to go in there hoping for the best but preparing for the worst. This person could rock up with flowers, and that could be what's maybe a little bit surprising about them. But as much as I'm seeing ending, I'm also feeling like a new beginning as well. So we'll see how this goes. What are they doing on their date night, group one and this person? We have the Seven of Cups. So you could go for coffee or go for a drink of some kind. And it seems like from there you're weighing up your options. So I don't know if like you start somewhere and then you maybe want to decide what to do after that. Maybe you start with a drink and then you decide to go for a bite to eat, or you're just weighing up your options. So you start at one location and then you're deciding what to do next. But it also feels like you or they are in their head a little bit during this time too. It still feels like you're analysing, it seems. It's like you're trying to figure them out and figure out what their intentions are. So there's that new beginning that I'm feeling. So it's almost like you go into it expecting it to end, but then there's this brand new beginning that comes out of it instead, and it maybe surprises you because there's like a rebirth of love, or an expression of emotion, or just like a really pleasant surprise. Okay, that's too many. Okay, so that was the sun, but it didn't quite come out. You could end up, taking a walk by a river or by a beach or something with the water there and the sky. That's where you could end up, like at the end of the date, taking a nice walk. We have the Eight of Swords. Can we clarify that Eight of Swords, please? Hanged Man. So the first place my mind is going is that if you end up going home together, is that potentially someone gets tied up, just saying. There could be a little bit of a high and intense finish to the date, the day or the night or whatever, because I am definitely seeing someone tied up here, someone tied up here. So I'm just saying, if that's you, then there could be a very fun end to the evening or the day, whatever time you catch up. But also I kind of feel like this, it feels like you both get very, so like let's even say that you end the night and you both go home, it's like you're immediately stuck on each other. So it's like your mind is completely caught up and captivated by one another. So it's like this person feels just caught up on that person, and that person feels just bound by that person. So it just feels like you guys are just like, oh my God. Whether it's unexpected or expected, it's just like you're just fixed on each other. What's on that bottom of the deck? We have the Four of Swords. So it does feel like he almost feels like he's recovering from like a loss or something, and it almost feels like you miss each other a lot as soon as it's finished. Like I kind of almost see someone like listening to sad songs or even love songs and just being like, trying to escape to the thought of that person, like either listening to music that reminds them of you, or you're listening to music that reminds you of them. We also have the Four of Wands underneath that, which is something, it looks like this is what they're kind of thinking about while they're listening to that music to me. So it feels like they're thinking about the date a lot. Maybe if you do go out drinking, you even have a dance together, or if you go out, you're dancing under the stars together or something like that. Because we did have that energy of being outdoors once you have had a drink or you've had a coffee or something like that. And it feels like this person then spends like the next few days just sort of like romanticizing that date or thinking about that date a lot, and maybe even recognizing the fact that you're the person that they want to marry, whether you're together or whether it's more new. It feels like there's a bit of an instant recognition or just this inner knowing that there's something special to this. 2 fours would indicate that it ends up being very stable as well. Just going to put those either end there. So let's, just thinking, I think what we'll do is we'll see how you feel after the date and how they feel after the date. So how does group 1 feel following this date? About the person that they go on the date with. How's group 1 feeling about the date and the person that they go on a date with once it's over? So there's that Hanged Man energy again, and this card is called the Awakening card. And that almost is bringing me back to that message, except this is your energy this time, where there seems to be this recognition on this date that, you know, this is forever, or this is something very special. You know, maybe you want to get married, or maybe you just recognize that that's your person. But it seems like it's just this immediate awakening and this knowing that you're just going to dive in head first from here. That's what I kind of see with that. So it feels like you have an immediate knowing, they have an immediate knowing, or maybe you've already been together for a while, but this is where it really solidifies and there's some sort of epiphany or moment of recognition. It also may make you see things from a new perspective, because you are going into this date being quite skeptical and quite cautious of this person, and then you seem to come out the other end of it with a brand new perspective of like, whoa, that was not what I was expecting. I was not expecting a new beginning, or I was not expecting to feel so much emotion for this person. I was expecting it to end as quickly as it started, or I just wasn't expecting much. But then there's this whole new perspective that comes out of it where it's like, wow, what just happened? So how does this other person feel following the date? How does the other person feel following the date? 7 of air. Awareness, caution, consequences. So, let me get a clarifier for the 7 of air, please. Please clarify the 7 of air. See, Daisy, we got ego and we got the wheel. Okay, it feels like this person, it doesn't feel as though they are taking from you or lying to you or cheating you in any way. It feels like they have this sudden awareness that potentially they are almost giving their power away here and giving you the potential to really hurt them. And they seem to feel like maybe they have behaved in a way in the past where it's like they're nervous that they are going to have to face some karma. The wheel can also be about karmic repercussions. It can be good karma or bad karma. But with the ego here, it feels like perhaps when they were acting in their ego, they're expecting to face some karma for some past actions that were perhaps not quite in alignment with their higher self, or they're just recognizing this immense amount of fear that they could get really hurt, and they almost feel like they would probably deserve it. So it feels as though, you know, they're having a bit of an awareness about their behavior in the past, and now they're worried about having to face consequences all this time later, because maybe they feel like they don't deserve you, or you know, just that fear of when you do really have strong feelings for someone, that maybe your past is going to come back to bite you for everything that you maybe have done to others, or, you know, that type of energy. So maybe it just kind of feels like they're now worried that karma is going to catch up with them with you, and they're going to kind of get a taste of their own medicine. They feel like you have a lot of power to hurt them following this date night. So they feel super incredibly lucky to have found you. They feel like you know, you're like an angel, like you're heaven sent, and now they have to face the fear that they could lose you or that you could hurt them because of these feelings. So that's something that plays on their mind. On the bottom, I want to point out that we do have the Lovers. So this could definitely be a very deep and profound connection that you guys have. And it could leave you both with a big decision to make. Like, am I just going to dive in deep? You know, am I going to choose to give this a go? Because it could definitely be something very special, you know, or is someone here going to give in to the ego? So we'll have to see, but it definitely looks quite profound. So I am going to, actually, you know what, let's just scratch the extended today. Let's go into this person's more intimate thoughts, fantasies, because I just definitely pick up this vibe that either this person strongly fantasizes about you, or if you're already connecting, it feels like, sort of what they want to do could be quite interesting. So let's just have some fun and get into it. What is group one's person fantasizing about when it comes to group one, please? All right, so we have the Two of Wands. So this is kind of looking like that beginning moment where you either go out for a bite to eat or you're catching up for a drink or something. And it feels like this person right now, before this date's even happened, or when they know it's coming, it feels like what they're thinking about and fantasizing about could be like sort of, you know, playing footsies under the table. It's like when you're there, you can't really keep your hands off each other. There's a lot of passion, there's a lot of fire. And it feels like they're either thinking and imagining like you guys just sort of being really touchy-feely at the table, being a little bit risky in public, or maybe that's how it's actually going to be on that night. Because we could be either getting like how the night plays out, or we could be getting how they're hoping it sort of plays out. We have the Three of Swords. So it does feel like this person fantasizes. So putting these two together, it feels like they enjoy the risk of you guys being quite touchy-feely under the table or over the table or whatever, because they quite enjoy the risk of like being sprung or being caught. Maybe that's just like a little bit of a fantasy of theirs. Is there a little bit of a risk taker when it comes to their intimate life? It almost feels like the Three of Swords can be about healing, but it can also be about grief. Maybe this person kind of wants to I just started hearing that song by Chris Brown, Back to Sleep. If you haven't heard it, Google the lyrics. It feels like they want to go until you're falling asleep. It's like they want to kind of like put you to sleep, if that makes sense. Like wear you out is basically what I'm trying to say. There's also like this energy of like wanting to heal you. If they're a musician or if they play an instrument, they may think about like serenading you, or they think about putting on certain songs. So maybe that's one of the songs they want to put on while they are in the bedroom with you is Chris Brown, Back to Sleep. That could be why it came through. But yeah, they do seem to have this fantasy about getting caught. Otherwise, they seem to have someone in the very back of their mind. So I don't know if they've recently got out of a relationship, or if in the past, like if you're with this person, I don't know if they're currently making up for something, or if they are like really, how would I say it? Like if they're really kissing up to you, it feels like they are feeling bad about something. It feels like there's someone in the background, or they're thinking about someone in the background, possibly for someone here. All right, here we have judgment. So see, look, these are this. So first of all, that's like a red. I think this is maybe representing the red string of fate. So you guys do feel tied to each other. But again, they really think about tying you up, or you enjoy being tied up. There's something about one of you being tied up here. And I feel like that's a fantasy, or it actually happens, but definitely someone enjoys that in this connection. It also feels like this could be like a divinely orchestrated thing. And I don't know if you guys sleeping together seals the deal. If for some of you, if you haven't slept together yet, or if you're just newly sleeping together, it's like that, something about that moment like reiterates that that's your person, or that's their person. Because the judgment card, like this is kind of like Cupid's arrow and the angels at work, and it's like, you know, the red string of fate can indicate very deep soulmates and things like that. So that intimate moment seems to have, maybe that's where that knowing comes into play, like this is my person. What else can we find out? I don't know if some of you either already have a child with this person, or if you already have a child to someone different or something, they maybe think about coming in to make like a family unit, just besides all of the sexual stuff going on here. Or they even think about knocking you up, because this little kid that's here, it feels like, or it's like you guys have a spirit baby trying to bring you together. So maybe you're meant to have a kid together. They either fantasize about you having a kid together, or you're meant to have a kid together, or you already do. And it's like this child is trying to bring the two of you together. It feels more like a spirit baby. So it's like, I feel like you guys are meant to have a baby in the I don't want to say near future, but like in the foreseeable future. I feel like there's meant to be a baby coming through for you guys, and the spirit baby at the moment is really pulling their strings and trying to like divinely bring you guys together. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. So for some of you, this could definitely be reuniting with someone that you've connected with in the past. And it could be like a reconciliation type thing going on here. It could be someone that you've been missing for quite a long time, or someone that you've like hoped would return to you at some point, or it's someone that you already just have a history together. And they could be, it feels like they're making up for something. I can't shake this feeling that they have maybe done something that they're making up for, whether you know it or not. So just like if you are already with this person and you don't know of anything, I would say stick to what I said at the beginning. Like they could just be going through their own hard time, but there is a portion of people here where it looks as though something did happen in the past, and they are really having to make up for it. And that's what's making you so cautious, is wondering if they're going to make the same mistakes, or if they're going to sort of like step up to the plate this time. So let's get one more out. We have the Nine of Swords. So I don't know if any of you have a cat, or if they have a cat, it could be just a little bit of a sign. But it seems like this is kind of giving me an energy of like they just want to have you anywhere and everywhere. Because if we do look here, it seems like we have, this is a random place, this is like a random place, this is in the bed, then this is in a random spot, and then this is like, you know, either in the kitchen or it's like out in like a cafe or something. So I feel like they're quite adventurous. And they think about just like taking you at the most random or unexpected of times and bringing a lot of sort of surprise into it. It feels like although there's passion and fire, it's a more of an intimate and emotional vibe in this sort of 18 plus part of the reading. It feels like yeah, so that's what I'm seeing there. Underneath the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So that could perhaps be sort of that new beginning that they're hoping for. Again, there's like that rope and someone here is getting sort of handcuffed or tied up. So reaffirming the message that there is 100% someone in this group that either likes to be tied up or likes to tie their person up. That is definitely a thing. Maybe this person wants you, they want to show you that you can trust them, or they want to earn your trust by sort of like submitting to you or like letting you take control type of thing. So if they're normally the one to take control, then maybe they are like sort of willing to sort of submit to you a little bit more this time round or something like that. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing there. All right, so let's finish off with a bit of a time frame. So we'll get a couple of time frames on when this is likely to occur. When's this likely to occur for group 1 and the person coming through? When's this date night likely to occur? Okay, no, not those. So we have the 5th house, so that could indicate in the next 5 days or the next 5 weeks. I'm not really using months for this particular reading, but you know, if 5 months sounds like it fits for your situation, then it could be 5 months, but I'm more setting the intention for 5 weeks or 5 days for this one, or in maybe the 5th month, which would be in that time frame in 5 days to 5 weeks anyway, I believe, because we're just about, or we're getting close to May. So and we've also got the 9th house, so it could be 5 to 9 days or 5 to 9 weeks. And on the bottom we have Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is kind of confirming the 9th house there. So it does feel like between 5 to 9 days or 5 to 9 months, potentially Sagittarius season for someone if it's further down the track. So that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. So I'm now not actually doing an extended. We've just decided to just chuck it all in this one for this time, which means I will be back with another extended reading sometime soon. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know if it resonated for you in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. I would appreciate anything at all. It does really help to get my videos circulating. But until next time, guys, stay safe, and I really look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye. Hello Group 2, welcome to your reading where we are going to be diving into the details of your next date night. So if you're here, you have chosen the blue gold stone, and I will try to show you it in detail. Ignore my gross nails where I've picked all my shellac off. But this crystal is really cool because it looks like a night sky up close. It's like it's got all these different little tiny stars in it. Camera doesn't really do it justice, but that is the crystal that you guys chose. And fun fact, I like to let my son sleep with this one either underneath his pillow or next to the bed because it's really helpful for like nightmares and people who get anxious in the dark or at nighttime. So who knows, someone might need that helpful information. So today we're going to be looking at the person that you are going to be going on a date next with. We're going to look at what you're doing together. You might already know this person and you're just here for fun to see what you and your partner are doing next, or you may be single wondering who you're going to date next. Either way, this reading can be for you. I'll try to make it fit all scenarios. And then we're going to finish off with what this person's fantasies are in regards to you. So it's like a little bit of an 18 plus section at the end. I was going to take it into an extended, but then I decided to just sort of make it available to everybody in the one reading. So we are going to start with the most common zodiac signs in this group. So who is group 2 going on a date with next? Who's group 2 going on a date with next? Now, date night could be just like a night of intimacy, or it could be like a proper actual date. So we'll see what happens. But we have Capricorn coming out first. We have Venus coming out. So Venus can represent both Libra and Taurus. Oh, come on, that's too many. Who's group 2 having date night with next? We have the 5th house. So the 5th house is Leo. And we'll get one more. And we have Mars. So that could be either Aries or it could be Scorpio. Mars can also be linked to Scorpio energy. So the most common signs: Capricorn, Taurus, Libra, Leo, Aries, and Scorpio. So in those 4 cards, we actually have quite a few. The next thing we're going to do is get some of the most common initials in this group. So what are the most common first and last name initials for group 2's person? I think that'll do there. We have got F, we've got P, we have Z, N, G, K, and E. And we're going to get a few of the most common traits, characteristics, sort of other info about group 2's person. Group 2's person. All right, so just take what resonates for this part. So physical touch could be a love language of this person. That could be how they express their emotions, how they're feeling, etc. We have H2O, so yes, they could be a very physical, very physical person, because H2O can be someone that's quite sort of thirsty or quite hot and heavy, but it can also just be someone that likes to drink a lot of water or carries a bottle of water around in their hand all the time, things like that. Okay, so this could be your future spouse or someone that you're already married to, if that's the case for you. It seems like this person has a nice chest. We have the caution tape out for group 2. Okay, empty cup, that could be all it is. All right, so it feels like this person, maybe the reason you need to be cautious is because maybe their cup is not as full as they make it seem to be. Maybe they have a bit of a front where they seem like they're really happy and fulfilled, but they potentially have a bit of a drained cup. So maybe you just need to be careful that they are not sort of taking your energy or anything like that. And then we have this checklist image here. So this could be someone that sort of has a plan for their life that they kind of try to stick to. It could be like a list of goals that they're ticking off. It could be like a bucket list of things that they want to do, or it could just be like they want to have certain things in order for themselves, or they have some sort of plan with their life going on. All right, so now that we have got those out the way, let's have a look at what this date night, what's actually going down for the date night. Okay, so I'm just being drawn to the fact with these two, if you're single and you're meeting someone for like the first time, please be on the lookout for red flags, because for someone here, you could be connecting with someone who is married and not saying anything about it. Or committed. Doesn't have to be married, could be just committed to somebody else. So just be careful. Alright, so tell us what's happening on this date night between group 2 and their person, please. Paint me a picture of group 2's date night with this person. So we have the 7 of Cups out first. So it feels like there is some sort of weighing up of options. Maybe when this person asks you out, you spend some time weighing up the pros and cons, or you're spending time thinking and contemplating whether to do this or not. Oh, that was the Queen of Pentacles, but it didn't quite come out. Paint me a picture of group 2's date night. Okay, we have the 5 of Swords. We have the Lovers. We have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Emperor. And what's underneath the deck? The Tower. Okay. This feels like a situation where the reason you're weighing up your options and deciding whether or not to go on this date night or catch up with this person is because you've been hurt before. This person, you've been in a situation before where there ended up being no winners. It's like it ended, or there was a separation, or people got hurt and no one won here. It's like you both ended up losing. You went your separate ways and both of you feel like you lost. It feels like there's a knowing that there's a divine partnership here or a divine connection here. And you both want a victorious new beginning. This person seems like they want to be the one that steps up and offers it to you. And it seems like they do that very unexpectedly. It seems like they come in and shock you when it does happen. So there could be a disbelief that this person's actually going to return to you, or something is just very shocking about this person coming back to you. I feel like they potentially reach out to you either online or like texting or something like that. It doesn't feel like it's a excuse me, sorry, like a face-to-face thing the first time they catch up to you. It feels like they reach out. But then I feel like they've thought this through and they're coming to you in a very stable energy. Even though there's something very unexpected or sudden about it, they're coming in a very stable energy. It does feel like potentially some ego got in the way last time here. And I think that maybe group 2, you're a little bit fearful of getting hurt again. And that's why you spend some time weighing your options up. But this does feel like it's a bit of a divine connection going on here. So let's have a look now at how you feel after the date and how they feel after the date. So how does group 2 feel post-date? How's group 2 feeling about their person and about their date afterwards? 10 of Earth. So this person seems to prove something on the date, that's for sure. It feels like you're feeling secure. You're feeling like you're complete again. It's almost like a piece of you left with this person, or a piece of you just lost a piece of yourself while this person wasn't around, and it feels like you feel whole again following this date. It feels like there's long-term potential. It feels like there is just a lot of happiness, a lot of warmth, and a lot of abundance that you're feeling post-date. After this date, you could be like in a commitment of some kind, like whether it's the two of you becoming exclusive or becoming official or becoming engaged or becoming married, or like a step up from where you are. There's some sort of like commitment or something honored. But it feels like you're feeling really good. How's group two's person feeling post-date? Romantic, emotional, dramatic with the 9 of water. So this person's definitely in their feelings post-date as well. They want to just keep giving to you. They want to romance you even more. They want to, keep communicating and telling you how they feel. It's like, I feel like they almost go a little bit over the top once they have you back in their life. It's like they just want to give it to you all at once, and they have to really try to pace themselves because they're just really excited. It's like they have a lot of love in their heart for you deep down, and they're very excited about it. They're very in their feelings, and I feel like they're definitely going to go out of their way to really romance you. Like, they're not going to be shy to, channel that feminine side or that feminine energy to really give to you and really earn your love and your respect and things like that. Okay, so now that we've got that part out of the way, let us go into the juicy goss. Let's have a look at what this person's RA-teen fantasies and thoughts are. And so basically, if that happens on this date night, we're going to see how it goes down. But if it doesn't happen on this date night, we're seeing what they wish would go down, or what they're thinking about or fantasizing about. So what are their 18 plus fantasies, or what actually goes down according to the date night? Oh, so we have the Knight of Swords here. So depending on who's who, it feels here like the more masculine energy really fantasizes about really taking control, and showing that sort of Emperor energy that we got here. And basically like showing the more feminine energy who is boss, who's in control. But they also know that to be that dominant energy, it requires trust. So they want to know that you trust them and that they trust you, and that they are also like, basically they want to take control. They definitely would like to see the more masculine person would like to see the more feminine person on their knees, 100%. They definitely, the masculine energy thinks about pulling the feminine energy's hair. I think that's something that they both really like. They definitely want to claim you. That's giving me that energy that they want to let other people know that you're theirs, or you want vice versa. Someone wants to let the world know that, you belong to them. It feels like it's more them. I usually tend to read the feminine energy in the cards as the viewer and the masculine energy as the other person. So that's just the way I go, but feel free to switch the roles around if you need to. And just remember that genders are irrelevant. We're just talking in energies. But definitely, group 2, your person wants to claim you and let other people know that you belong to them, you're theirs. They want to make sure that nobody else gets to touch you. They definitely want to be the only one. One of you may enjoy spanking as well, and maybe even using tools to do that with. I also feel like with the Knight of Swords, they want to talk to you. They want to talk dirty to you. They want to get in your ear. They're a talker. They're definitely a talker in the bedroom, because the Knight of Swords is about communication. So they're a talker. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like they really want to sweep you off your feet. They just want to lift you up and have their way with you. But they also feel like you guys fit together, and just, it's like your body just fits theirs. It just goes together. feel like this is a representation of them, the fact that they want to just like sort of handle you. Like if they want you to flip over, then they'll just grab you and flip you over. Or if they want to do you a different way or change positions, they'll just do it. They'll grab you and they'll just do it. This person feels like the two of you make a good team. They feel like you guys are kind of like on the same page. So we have the Knight of Wands. So there's all that passion. So they definitely want to... Again, I'm getting that energy of like, even though it's the Knight of Wands, not the Knight of Cups, it's like sweeping you off your feet. They want to grab you and would just pick you up and whisk you away. I feel like they actually do want to take you out of town or take you away from like other people, other distractions, other things, and just get away where you can just be alone together and just be caught up in each other and just super focused on each other. I feel like they want to be really selfish with you. I feel like they don't want anybody else to have you. We have the Knave of Pentacles. I think that they want to get you drunk and have a good time with you as well. So I can see here that they want to maybe take you out for drinks, you know, dance with each other, enjoy that sort of build up of tension that happens when you're out on a date drinking with someone, where like it just keeps increasing and you're basically just seeing how long you can stay out before you need to move this party to a different location. That type of energy. Two of Cups. So they definitely have a lot of love to you, and it does feel like at the end of the day they want to show you how much love they have to give you, and they want to show you through their physical touch. Oh yeah, we got that here. So this person definitely, when it comes to being in the bedroom, I feel like they talk a lot, but when it comes to talking about their actual feelings, they struggle. They show you better than they tell you when it comes to their feelings. So you will feel them when you're connecting intimately, and you'll feel that love energetically. That's how they'll communicate that to you. And I almost feel like that's why they have this immense desire to get you on your own or get you away where you can be private, so they can just completely tune into you. You can completely tune into them, and you can just get caught up in each other. Under here we've got Queen of Chalices. Yeah, so they definitely feel that you're a nurturer. They love your love. They love your energy. They find it really captivating. They could really like your chest, because there's a lot of like chesty pictures around here. I think they definitely imagine sucking on your chest if you're a female. That's something else I'm definitely seeing there. So yeah, if this is not how your next actual date or intimate moment goes down, then this is what they are fantasizing about doing with you, to you, etc. So I think what we finished off with last time was a bit of a time frame to see if we can tell when this might be going down. So what can you tell us, Group 2, in terms of a time frame for this next date night to occur? Okay, so we do have Mercury. So Mercury is Gemini and Virgo. So Gemini is quite close, I believe, because we're just getting into Taurus season now and it's Gemini season after that. So Gemini season could be significant, or Virgo season could be significant because we're talking Mercury, but Mercury is also communication. So maybe you're going to hear from them very soon. Whether the date night's that soon or not, but the communication might be very soon. We have Sagittarius, so Sagittarius season, it could be that late for some of you, which is not till the end of the year, like late November to late December. But I also heard spontaneous, so it could be spontaneous communication that comes first out of the blue that leads to the date night. Most likely time frame. That's too many cards. Oh, we got more Virgo. So maybe between Gemini and Virgo season could be very significant for you guys. Underneath the deck we have Taurus energy. So basically between now and, or as late as Sagittarius for some people, but between now and Virgo season is like the biggest or most obvious time frame that I can see, which would be in the next sort of like 4 months is what I want to say there. So that could be a time frame, but take it as it resonates. And just remember that this is a collective reading, not a one-on-one, so it could vary for most people. And I do feel like with these two here, I do feel like it's very spontaneous communication. So that could definitely disrupt the time frames for a lot of people, because it could just be like a very spontaneous, they're just like, I'm just going to message group 2, and they just do it randomly on like a spur of the moment thought. So it's a little bit hard to predict, because it's just like, yeah, it just happens. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 2. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section if this has resonated with you and how. I do love reading your feedback and your stories. Don't be shy to like or share or subscribe for future uploads. Everything helps, and I would really, really appreciate it, especially because it helps to get my videos circulating in the YouTube world as well. So I'd really appreciate that if you can. But until next time, guys, take care, and I really look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading, where we are going to be taking a look at your next date night. So whether you're in a relationship or not, we are going to be taking a look at your next intimate or romantic sort of one-on-one night. And find out who that person is if you don't already know them. We're going to get some zodiac signs, some initials, some traits of that person. We're going to find out what's happening on your date, a little bit about what you guys are doing, how you both feel post-date. And then we're also going to get some of your person's fantasies, or if it goes to that level on the date, we're going to find out exactly what actually happens. But if it doesn't happen on that first date, then it's sort of what they're thinking about or fantasizing about, either during or after, or maybe even before. Who knows? So you guys chose the opalite. And we will get straight into your messages. So we're going to start with zodiac signs. So for group 3, what are the most prominent or most common zodiac signs of group 3's person? The person that they will be going on a date with next, or having an intimate night with next. All right, group 3. We have Pluto coming out first, so this could be a Scorpio. Neptune could be a Pisces. Could be someone very intuitive or very empathic. 8th house again, so Scorpio again. And we'll get one more. Second house, so that's Taurus energy there. I was hearing while I was still shuffling in regards to the eighth house, that this could be someone who, like, we'll see what comes out, but someone may resonate with this. The eighth house is about like it's literally, it can be about like the occult, taboo, like sex. Yeah, it can just be a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like Scorpio can be like a very sort of like shadow self energy sometimes. They're usually very well acquainted with their shadow self, and sometimes they can indulge in things like sex, drugs, especially even, Neptune can be about like drugs and escapism and things like that. So I don't know if this person uses sex as a form of escape or some other behavior, substance, something as an escape, but that's kind of coming through. But yeah, so we have Scorpio, Pisces and Taurus energy on the table for the person coming through. And now we're going to look at initials. So what are the most common first and last initials for Group 3's person that they are going on a date with next, or having an intimate night with next? Oh no, one fell on the floor. Well, these are some interesting initials. Some of them are very unique. Okay, wait, what's on the floor? Oh my god, I can't even see it. Where did it go? I'm going to have to get all the way up. One moment, please, Group 3. Where on earth did it go? Oh, it's on the stool. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. There was one that fell down the back and I was looking on the floor, but it fell on the stool. So we have some very unique initials coming through in this group. So it may not be like the first or last initials, but a unique initial could be coming through as like a clarifier for you if your person has that letter in their name somewhere, especially like, Y, Z, U. They're not as common. So we have Y, Z, I, C, U, F, V. For the initials. And then we're going to grab a few of the traits and characteristics out. So the most prominent ones, or the most important ones. Okay, so some of these we've got, oh, so this person either has a big booty or a big tool to use. Trying to keep this relatively sort of PG, we have fresh, so their style, like the clothes that they wear, the way that they present themselves is quite fresh, quite trendy, up to date. They are sort of like, I guess, they keep up to date on the fashion trends. This person could have piercings, or like a prominent piercing of some kind. We have the sun. This person could be very, very attractive and sort of almost like magnetic. We have brunette, so this person could be a brunette. Most likely is, because so far we don't have anything else. If they're a male, they have facial hair. If they're a female, they get their lashes done or they wear fake lashes. We have the mute card, so either you guys aren't talking at the moment or they're just a quiet person, like they're maybe quite introverted or they're just like quite shy or quite quiet. They don't say much. Seems like this person has nice lips. And we have taller. So either they're taller than you or they're tall for their gender or something along those lines. So those are the characteristics coming through. Now we're going to take a look at what's happening on the date or during the time that you share together. What's happening here? Has my cat been pulling things over? Okay, so group 3 and this person, tell me all about their date. What's happening? What are they doing? Tell me all about group 3 and their person's date. Okay, so I'll take the top one there. So we have temperance coming out. So it looks as though you could be going to either like a cafe or restaurant. It looks a little bit like breakfast. You could be going out for breakfast. And this could be a way of dipping your toe in the water, I'm hearing, as if like it's maybe the first time that you guys are meeting, and like perhaps if it's your first introduction with each other, maybe, you know, a cafe or breakfast or something is a good way to kind of like ease in, get to know each other, that type of thing. So it could be either like coffee or breakfast, I'm seeing, as a way to, dip your toe in the water, kind of see who this person is, get to know them a little bit. We have the Knight of Cups. I feel as though if it's like a buffet situation, I feel like this person's real courteous, like they're very thoughtful in the fact like they go and get you a tea or they go get you a coffee, or they're quite chivalrous is the word that I'm hearing, like they're quite a romantic. So you know, they'll think of your needs in the situation. They'll ask if like what you want, can they get you anything, you know, very thoughtful person. If it is a breakfast situation and then you're like together during the day, I do see you going for like a walk by a river or a lake or by the beach or something after breakfast. Maybe you decide you're not quite ready to end the date just yet. 10 of Wands in reverse kind of reiterates that, like not quite ready to end it yet and go back to your life and responsibilities. 10 of Wands. So either you're a single parent or this person is a single parent. Or has a lot of responsibility on their shoulders that they're trying to take care of. We have the Page of Swords. So if you're the single parent, or if you're the one that has like a lot of responsibilities in their life and they kind of get a little bit weighed down by, you know, your schedule or something, this person seems to want to like help you lighten up. Like they want to bring humor to your life, make you laugh, entertain you, look after you, think about your needs, and I think learn how they can help or how they can contribute or what they can bring to help your situation. Otherwise, it could be that they have like this romantic or thoughtful side to them, but then their communication style might be a little bit less mature. So I'm also seeing, now that I can see this whole thing, I also see, oh, okay. So as I stop shuffling and I actually take the time to observe this story, I'm actually seeing here, it's like, yeah, casual breakfast, and then this person I feel like is quite, yeah, like courteous, chivalrous, and I feel like they ask you either to carry on and go for a walk on the beach or something, or they ask you for a second date and you are very not sure. And then I feel like after, yeah, it then feels like you're not quite sure if you want to see them again, but it feels like they are still communicating, reaching out. Yeah, trying to find ways or trying to think of what to say to you to maybe convince you to see them again or something. Because, yeah, she looks just very unsure. She's kind of like leaning away from this offer and then looking at this character like, are you really at my level? Like, I feel like maybe there's something immature about them or something. We have the Magician. Yeah, it really feels like they're trying to find the right thing to say or find the right resources or trying to find a way to make I definitely feel like this person comes off this date far more interested than you. You're very unsure if you want to see them again. I feel like, especially if you're a single parent, I feel like you worry about what this person can bring in a family unit. Like, I feel as though even though they're, you know, quite a romantic at heart, or they're thoughtful, or they're chivalrous, it's like there's a lack of maturity there in the way that they communicate or express themselves or something. Or maybe like everything is a bit of a joke to them, like they don't really take things seriously enough, and you're just sort of leaving this feeling like, I really don't know about this, and this person is like really trying to make something happen. Yeah, confirming on the bottom, 5 of Pentacles, that's sort of like, yeah, this person's willing to like put on a show or put on an act to get what they want. And they'll even like almost, they could even try to sort of like manipulate you into thinking that they're someone that they're not. But I feel like you kind of see through it. And someone goes ghost, that's for sure. I feel like you are just not interested, and then you kind of ghost them. And they might sort of try to message you a couple of times to try to, I don't know, try to like win a second date with you, but I feel like you sort of just leave them behind. So it could be something to do with the fact that I was getting that energy that they could use they could use sex or substances or behaviours as a form of escapism. Like they are not mature enough to face their demons or face their shadows, or I don't know, do their healing or something, and maybe you see through this and you see that they're just not ready for maybe what you're ready for. And as much as they try to maybe pull the wool over us, because I do remember this came out originally in the reverse position as well, which can be someone who manipulates. And I feel like they either try to put on a front or manipulate you into thinking that they are more mature or more resourceful than they actually are. But I definitely kind of see you seeing through this, which is good. Maybe it's because of this reading. Maybe you know what signs to look for. All right, so this will be interesting. Let's see how you feel post-date, and let's see how they feel post-date. So how does group 3 feel after the date is over, about the date or about this person? How does group 3 feel? Group 3, 5 of air, mistakes, melodrama, reassessment. Yes, so I definitely feel like you're being very strategic and you're really assessing this situation. And this reassessment tells me that you're reassessing your approach or your wants, needs, values. You're feeling like this may have been a bit of a mistake. You're feeling like this maybe was not quite... wasn't really the best idea. Like I feel like you're very disinterested. Like maybe you even thought it was a bit of a gamble going on the date in the first place, and that's why you wanted to make it something quite casual, but it feels like the way that they express themselves or the way they're trying to play the game, you're immediately just off it. You're just not really enjoying it, and you're just like, this isn't for me. And post-date, I definitely feel like you're just reassessing the whole thing, and maybe you're making a big deal out of it, like, oh my God, why did I even bother? But don't be like hard on yourself, or don't, like just sort of let it go, let it be. How does this person feel post-date? Yeah, this person seems like they put on a front, like they try to be or say what they think you want to hear, and you just seem to see kind of like straight through that. So we have the King of Water. I do feel like you stir something within them, and I feel like they even believe this illusion that they maybe really feel something for you, but they're just very lost. So it's like you capture something within them, and they're like, I feel like they think that they really want to try, or they think maybe they found the one, but it's like this illusion that they are getting caught up in. And it's because I feel like it's like they want what they can't have, or they're in this pattern that they haven't outgrown yet. I want to leave that way, to be honest. And it's like they haven't outgrown this pattern of wanting people who are unavailable. So because you're disinterested and you don't want them, it makes them want you or think that they want you. And it's like, it's almost as, it's like a challenge or something. It's like only wanting what they can't have. So he might even, I'm saying he because I'm pointing to this character on the card, but this person may even believe their own act. It's like they confuse themselves. They romanticize the connection, and it's because you're not interested. so they're a little bit lost. That definitely reiterates that energy that they haven't matured and healed, or maybe even they haven't even recognized their patterns in life. But that is definitely a pattern of theirs, is wanting or, you know, falling for people who are unavailable because they are within themselves unavailable as well. Okay, so we are going to dip into this person's fantasies about you. I definitely don't see you guys getting together intimately after this date. I really feel like you're just not interested. You kind of see through them. I feel like this person considers life a game to be won, and that's your red flag. Is like maybe they even start talking about like whether it's money or career or status, or something about what they're saying tells you that they see life as a game to be won, and you don't like that. So for them, it's like life is a game of chess. Like they're constantly thinking about their next move and how to beat the other person and how to like sneak attack and how to do this and how to do that. Whereas like, you know, you're here to find happiness and fulfillment, and, you know, you've met yourself on a deeper level, and you're not about that life. You know, you're not here to play games with people or strategize against people. You're here to work with people. But out of curiosity, let's see what group 3's person's 18 plus fantasies are about you, group 3. What are they hoping will happen on this date or afterwards? What do they fantasize about? So we got the Ace of Chalices, the Two of Wands, and the Temperance card yet again. So they definitely fantasize about the whole illusion of that new beginning with you. Like they fantasize about like this intimate moment after your breakfast or your cafe kind of thing. I feel like this girl here in this Temperance card, you know, her eyes are closed, her body language is kind of like turned away, and she's just sort of focusing on her own stuff. Like this is sort of like turning water into wine. So she's just sort of focusing on herself. And I feel like this person fantasizes about being the person who can, like, I guess, pull your attention away and distract you into something different. Like, I feel like you know your worth, and this person thinks that that's really hot, but then it's almost like they want to exploit that in a way. Like, it's not really the nicest energy that I'm picking up, but it's like that unavailable or unattainable energy makes them want it so much more, and they want to, I guess, win. Just like how they view life as a game to be won, they want to win you. It's like you're a prize to be won, but not in terms of like long-term relationship. It's like because you don't sleep with people on the first night, or you play hard to get, or you, whatever the case is here, or maybe you just don't settle, like they find that hot, and that's what attracts them to you. The Three of Chalices. Yeah, so I definitely feel like that's like that contrasting energy where, like, you know, not being able to grab you and then having like full restraint over you, almost like having you in their hands, being pushed up against them, like feeling every part of their body against you. Like that's something that they definitely fantasize about as well. And just having like as much of you up against them as possible. And I feel like there's almost this surrendering energy where they want you to surrender to them because you are so unattainable. They fantasize about you surrendering to them and them only. And we have the Three of Swords. I feel like I'm getting this energy there with the Three of Swords of the thing that I heard was I want to play you like a harp. So first of all, I almost feel like, you know, they imagine using their fingers and really making you feel good in that regard. But then the Three of Swords can be about grief, and I still can't shake this energy that this person kind of fantasizes about, I guess, winning you over and then leaving you behind. Like, I know it sounds very dark, but this person does have this dark side to them where it's like they want to please you and make you feel really good and then leave you for someone else or leave you for the next person or something like that. Eight of Pentacles. And yeah, because then see how she's so disinterested and he's like willing to court her because she's just not interested. So this person like fantasizes about people that they feel like they can't have, and it's like a safety thing for them because because they can't commit, or they're non-committal, or they fear commitment, so they only go for people that are unavailable because deep down they kind of maybe know that it's not going to lead to commitment. Or because they know that they won't get it. So it's like a weird pattern that this person's in. But that's what I'm seeing in terms of their fantasies. A little bit dark, if I'm honest. They're definitely, they need a therapist. They need to face their past. Let's have a look at a time frame. What's the time frame for group 3 on when this date night's happening, please? The F went flying. We have the 12th house, so this could be referring to 12 days or 12 weeks, so in the next 12 days or in the next 12 weeks. Taurus season, so it could definitely be in the next 12 days or in the next month. We have the 7th house, so 7 days to 7 weeks. So the main, the similarities that I'm seeing between these will definitely be Taurus season, because we're about to enter Taurus season now. So within 7 days, we're in Taurus season. Within 12 days, we're in Taurus season. Within 7 weeks, we're in Taurus season. We have Taurus card here. So I'm getting big Taurus season energy, which is in the next month. For majority of this group is in the next month. We'll get one more and then I will, first house. So 1 day to 1 week is like that energy. So we are, I believe we're only like a day or a few days away from Taurus season. I haven't even sort of checked my calendar. But mainly I'm getting Taurus season up to the latest, I would say 3 months. So between 1 to 12 weeks. That's the time frame that I'm getting for you guys, group 3. So that's what I have for you. Thank you very much for coming over here to watch. I really appreciate your presence. Be sure to let me know in the description box if this has resonated for you and how. I do love hearing people's stories, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then even a like or a share or a subscribe would do the world of good for my channel and helping it circulate. I would be really appreciative if you could do that. But until next time, guys, stay safe, and I can't wait to connect with you again soon. Bye.